welcome to another Chelsea chat. And yesterday at Stamford Bridge it was Chelsea 3, Brighton 2. A good 3 points, a much needed win, and that's about all I can really say about it. I've read a lot this morning, a lot that I don't agree with, all entitled to our opinions, and I respect everyone, and I can see where a lot of them are coming from on a lot of things, even though I personally disagree. People were saying that we were playing well in the first half. I've gone back and I've watched it on television and we weren't. The football wasn't free flowing. I think we badly missed Cole Palmer and there were loads and loads of mistakes. I'm not just talking about the Robert Sanchez one where he nearly gifted them a goal, although he did redeem himself big time later on in the game. I'm talking about someone last night sent me the stats from Enzo Fernandez, who I didn't think had a particularly good game. 2 goals, yeah, nicely taken penalty as well. But his overall game, they're saying to me he was man of the match. But he gave the ball away half as many times as it got to one of our players. He won only 6 out of 10 duels. So I don't think that was one of his better games. I'm sorry. I think he was underwhelming yesterday, and I'm not picking him out because I thought quite a few were. We didn't have that same drive as we had against City and against Tottenham, and I think we were lucky to get away with it. Now, Conor Gallagher, in for loads of stick this morning. A couple of weeks ago against City and Tottenham, best midfielder ever, signed him up on a contract now. Got sent off as captain, which is never a good thing. I'm not going to try and give that one a silver lining, but what I am going to say is this. Do you remember a young Roy Keane at Forest and then at United? Under Cloughy and under Ferguson, and he got sent off quite a bit. He was 100% committed, and at United he was captain. Do you think Ferguson would have said some of the stuff that's on social media this morning about Conor Gallagher? A couple of weeks ago, oh yeah, he's got more about his game. Yes, he is rash. Yes, he's 100% committed. We were saying the other week, all of us I think, how he's got different dimension to his game that Poch is bringing out. This morning, he's back to one of the worst midfielders ever to wear a blue shirt. Now, I'm sick and tired of saying this. Some of you saw the video the same as I did with Thiago Silva, well it was actually with Pochettino, about going to Thiago Silva and saying, would you like to continue as captain? And Thiago Silva saying, no, I'd like the youngsters to get a go because I won't be here forever and they need the experience. It'll probably bring some of them players on to have that responsibility. So Pochettino said, fine. The amount of people still saying, let's make Thiago Silva captain again. He doesn't want to be captain. He'll take the armband if, like yesterday, someone sent off and someone like Gallagher was sent off. If Reece James had been on, Reece James would have took the armband. And that's the reason why. Probably still on Chelsea YouTube. Go and look at, I think it was either Poch's first or second interview, when he talks about the captaincy. Talking about what a great team player Thiago Silva is because he thinks like that. He thinks for the future. So yesterday, I personally don't think that was, and I know loads of you disagree with me. I have seen referees where they know a player's on a yellow card, give them a final warning for that second tackle, because that second tackle wasn't malicious. It was intended to get the ball. He just goes on the wrong side of him. I hope he learns that from a technical viewpoint. He goes on the wrong side of him. And you leave yourself open to be booked. But the guy has got the right attitude. He wants to win. Do you know what? I wouldn't slate him if I was manager. I'd say to him, let's have a think about it. Did you need to make that tackle there? But I'm not going to take that 100% effort out of his game. I'm really not. Things like yesterday will happen, but so be it. And I know you disagree with me, and I do respect your opinions. So, yeah, yesterday, 10 men against 11. I thought we did pretty well. And another thing I'd say as well, the foul on Mudryk by Milner, I've looked at that in slow motion. You know, even if your intention's just to lean on someone and elbow them off, if your legs make contact with theirs and they go over in the box and you deny a shooting opportunity, that's a penalty. And that is a penalty all day long. The same as the Colwill header near the end. Why on earth did the referee get sent over to the monitor for that? That means that someone in VAR doesn't know the difference between an arm and a face. And most people I know can tell you the difference between an arm and a face. Even my granddaughters can tell you the difference between an arm and a face, and one of them's 4. So perhaps get her in the VAR booth for future games. Ridiculous. I don't get some of the team selection, but again, I thought Poch handled it pretty well. If Cole Palmer had a slight injury, he had a slight injury. Why and Kunku wasn't brought back into the squad if he's doing full training with a first team squad, I don't know. But as I always say, Poch sees them every day. He talks to the doctors, he talks to the psychoanalyst, he talks to everyone. I don't. So I'll accept his decision. Lucky yesterday against a Brighton side that rested 5 players because they played in Europe in the week and they only got back at 5 a.m. on Friday morning. So I was not as pessimistic as some people was about us getting a result, but we did enough to make it hard. We really did. I'll get straight on a score of players. Sanchez is going to get a 7. He made that horrible almost Rick in the first half, but recovered brilliantly, and some of the saves he made one down to his right. Quality save, real quality. Dizazi, he's not a right back, played at right back, did okay. I'm not going to lie, I'm still not convinced he's any better than Trevor Chalobah, but what do I know? And he'll get a 6 for yesterday. Gave the ball away quite a bit. You get 100% out of him, can't fault his effort. A 6. Thiago Silva, my personal man of the match yesterday, with an 8.5 because some of the defensive work, some of the putting his body in the way, some of the touching away from players just at the last minute, some of the blocks, I thought he led by example. Yes, I agree, he is the captain, but you don't need an armband to be the captain as far as I'm concerned. He leads by example, and it's a shame he don't speak English because he'd be organising them even better than he does now. Badiashile next to him, I thought he had a decent game. He gets a 7 from me. A bit more like the old Badiashile yesterday. It's going to take him time to come back from that injury. Safe as houses, really. Won everything in the air. Liked him. Colwill yesterday gets a 5.5. Pleased for him getting his first goal. I thought defensively sometimes was a bit naive. And that Brighton's first goal, you've got to get on them. You've got to get on them. And there was 2 of them. So it's not as if... I don't know. I think Badiashile, yeah. Badiashile could have gone behind him in case the boy gets round him. But Colwell's got to be straight on him, cutting down that space. How many times have we got to let in a similar goal before we start cutting their space down? So I was a bit disappointed in Colwill yesterday, if I'm brutally honest, but I'm glad the lad got his goal. Enzo Fernandez gets a 6 from me. We've already discussed him. I think there's so much better to come from him. He's played a lot, and he plays to me like a tired player. And you look at someone sent me his stats, as I say, and they're not great. Caicedo yesterday, very, very lucky boy to stay on that pitch. He's got to shut his gob and get on to doing what he does best. And you know what? If he loses the ball, don't just clatter through the back of the bloke. And don't do it 3 times straight in front of the referee. How he stayed on there and Gallagher didn't, I will never, ever know. There's a proper player in there, but he's got to cut all this stupidity out. And I know he's 21. I know he's going to learn, but professional footballer playing international football, how long does it take these players to learn? How long can I give them that excuse? Because He's going to be off if he carries on like that. In front of them, Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher gets a 5 from me. I thought he was playing, he was having a decent game. He was one of those that was really trying to cut space down. He would have been right up there with a 7, but you know, you can't have your captain lunging in like that. And it's different if they were through and it was a tackle to stop them scoring. I could understand it, but there, he's got to learn to tackle from the other side. That's just asking for trouble, trying to get the ball wrong side of the man. So he gets a 5 for that bit of stupidity. But I'm not going to slate him like some people have. And now you can go from, well, it's only social media, isn't it? Or is it? Or is it the support base now that you can go from being rubbish to the best player in the world to rubbish again in the space of 2 weeks? I don't know. I lose. Well, Sterling gets a 5.5 back to trying to run through walls. Other side, Mudryk gets 6.5. I thought it was exciting, that run in the first half where he just left the bloke for dead. You can see what he's capable of, so do it more often. You know, you're an exciting talent. You've got pace to give away and need a lot more from you. Better defensively though from him yesterday, so Mudryk, not bad at all. Nicholas Jackson, loads and loads of running. Headless chicken, 5. Not going to score the substitutes. Poch gets a 6 because I don't think those players are as motivated as they should be. I know he's got to deal with injuries and he's got to deal with players being suspended and that, but when you're watching that team all week, surely you can see who blends with who. And I'm not sure that blend was anywhere near right. I was more worried yesterday, to be honest, playing a team that's knackered with 5 people resting, than I was getting beat 4-1 by Newcastle. Newcastle on the day were pretty decent, even though we were pretty poor. But there was a bit more cohesion to us against Newcastle than there was yesterday. Yesterday we got away with one, and I'm pleased. But I don't really know what I think. That's the truth. I don't know what I think. I'm pleased with the 3 points, but I think that was a backward step yesterday. I really do. Not going to judge anyone, not till we get all those injuries back and these people that are suspended, and then we'll see what's happening. Because certainly against Tottenham and against Manchester City, we look more like a team, and now I'm afraid we don't. Let me know your thoughts. No abuse. And because that's why I do these. And I'll speak to you after the United game. Up to Chelsea.